Hey, my loves. So, good morning, good afternoon, good night, whenever this is finding you. Um, I have something really interesting. So, I pull these little books. They're arts and crafts books, but they're actually covers of real books. Um, Again, I got them for one thing, they ended up being for another thing. Um, and I pulled Allegiant and Ignite Me. Allegiant and Ignite Me are both the third books in their series. This is the Shatter Me, and this is the Divergent. So let me just read to you what came up because I was blown away about the message that is linked to this. And if you clicked on this video, it means it's for you, and it means you're powerful. It means you're coming into your power. You're reclaiming your identity. Um, I am being very quiet because my son is still asleep. It is pretty early. Excuse me. So really quick, and then we're just going to dive in for a second into the Pathfinder to get like a very specific message and what's trying to come through for you. So the themes for the Allegiant is loyalty, identity beyond factions, truth beyond illusion, sacrifice, revelation of what's really controlling the system. Oh, come on. Ignite Me is the third book in the Shatter Me series. Themes are power activation, stepping into leadership, anger turning into strength, and claiming your voice. So, a third book in any series, I just heard this is your third book. So, you could feel like throughout your life, you've closed books, you've closed chapters, but you've also closed full books. You're like a saga. Your life is a saga, and you're stepping into this third book. Accumulation, identity integration, stepping into power, no more hiding, revelation phase. You guys, I love spirit so freaking much, and how I'm gonna cry, how we're so connected and we're so loved on so many levels that it can be really difficult to understand this truth after so much pain. But it's true. There's we are so unbelievably loved, even with everything going on, lives crumbling, people losing homes, family, starting over, starting whole new traditions. This is like the splitting. So loyal, devoted, pledged to something. You're pledging yourself to something. You are literally dictating like what you stand for, where your allegiance is. So are you aligned with your soul or conditioning? Where is your allegiance placed? It's about conscious devotion, okay? Ignite Me is like means activate me, light me up, wake the fire, turn potential into combustion. Energetically, this is Kundalini themes, passion returning, power awakening, suppressed self rising. So this symbolically means like I choose my true allegiance. No, oh no. I choose my true allegiance. Now activate me. Or when I commit to my truth, my power ignites. So you could feel like you're connecting to your truth. And it's igniting your flame. You're turning your flame up. And the way it came out, and the way that I'm reading this is when you commit to what you are devoted to, where your loyalty lies, your allegiance lies, what matters most to you. what's truly of value to you. I can tell you, after living in Hollywood, going after dreams that I thought that I wanted, Spirit has stopped me from devoting too much time and effort into things that my soul like just knew. I didn't know that I knew these things, and I took it as horrible things happening to me. Why is this happening to me? Why is, the world is against me, and why can't I find my spot, my place? It didn't feel right because it was never meant to be. So changing the way that you look at something, things that didn't work out, it was actually saving you. It was saving your fire so it could be ignited for something that you were truly devoted to, something that's truly of value. Thank you, Spirit. I was circling back to that. For me personally, what I find truly of value is connection. And how many people have, if you're a parent, having kids, and then they get older and they're like, they lose the connection, or they're like, oh, I did all this for you. Instead of doing things for themselves and showing and being that role model for their children, like, hey, this is how, when you grow up, you devote yourself to yourself. What do you love? So this is, instead of like, I feel like we have this so ass backwards in our society, from what I have experienced in my life and what I've witnessed, and just all of it coming together, is that we are not here for that long. This is temporary, this existence. What are we leaving behind? And if you have children, that should be the focus, not giving them everything. It's being an example. It's not being a hypocrite. It's not saying, oh, you need to do this, but then the parent turns around and does the exact opposite. And me being a single parent with no support, with just me and him and God, I have seen that there are, and I was one of them, we're going out and seeking surrogate families because we didn't receive what we thought we were supposed to get in our own families. But we're just, it's jumbled up, it's mixed up, and it's creating a lot of miscommunication and misinterpretations within family dynamics, support, the firstborns, the birth order. I mean, literally, I could go down a whole rabbit hole, talking about the things that I notice that other people don't, and I feel so strongly, and it's just so opposite of what people believe and what people are practicing, that it is difficult to find the right words. Okay, one second. Okay, I'm back. So I'm sure I was going on a whole rant. I channel, and it can go all over the place, really. What is that, in the words of Abraham Hicks or something? Yeah. And I guess I hold myself back because in the past, people just have not understood me, have connect to it, or, I mean, sometimes they do. Sometimes they're blown away and they're like, holy crap, how did you just say that? And I won't even know what they're talking about. I'm just saying what I'm saying, and somehow it lands or hits. Sometimes they'll actually, a lot of the times they will not, because they're scared or confused or shocked. There's multiple different responses that you can get when you're a channeler or an intuitive or an empath, or, and a lot of, what I'm finding is a lot of people don't even know. We have a neighbor kid, and it's not like I can just come out and blurt all this to their parents. It's not gonna help anything. But I know what he's getting in trouble for saying and doing, it's not really him. He's picking up on his parents' energy, especially his father's. And I know I'm supposed to speak the truth, call things out, But when it's going to do more harm than good, when you know that, even though you really want to speak the truth, sometimes it's just not the best idea. And that's crazy because truth is my religion. If it's truth, I can handle it. I'll get through it. It might hurt. I don't care. I tell spirit all the time, I would rather have the truth than a lie and an illusion that I'm just going to find out later down the road and be even more upset because I lost all that time and I wasn't able to confront the truth. So, I don't know. Let's figure out what this is about, because you're stepping into something huge and big. You're figuring something out about yourself. Maybe it's probably not exactly what I'm saying about me, but from what I have come to realize and know, but there's something that we're all on this frequency, on this channel. Like if you're on this video right now, there is a part of you that is vibrating at this higher frequency of knowing, of understanding, of awareness. Cosmos. The cosmos. The energy of the cosmos. The quantum field. Understanding your allegiance to the cosmos, to the universe, because it's you. You have the universe within you. Let's find out which side this is going to be. I like to flip it until I get either, basically until the same thing comes up, because there's 4 different sides. I love this deck. It's very specific. And so there's 4 categories: active, passive, positive, and negative. So what came up is the active side of cosmos. So we'll read it and then we'll move on to the next. The cosmos are always in motion. Planets, stars, galaxies, even the universe itself expands and possibly contracts. You will move with it. This is so amazing. So if you've been worried about being active, about taking action, you already know. I have coffee grounds on my hand. That's interesting. And it's like the V. Okay, we're not going to get into palmistry right now, Spirit. Oh gosh, you could be really eclectic. Very eclectic, like diving into different means and ways that spirit expresses itself, and others have created ways that, for others to dive into maybe methods that they had created or they came into. It's all creations and work of the divine, of the cosmos. None of it's bad or wrong, or it's just multiple different ways, so we can all find the one that intrigues us the most at that point in time, because it does change. Again, your allegiance, you're moving with the cosmos. The energies, the planets, it's igniting you with the 0 degrees in Aries. And I don't even know if I'm supposed to be sharing this, but I don't have anybody else to share this stuff with besides you guys. My Mars is 0 degrees Aries. And I've had some ideas on how to work with this energy for my benefit. But with Mercury retrograde here, this is timeless whenever you come across it, but right now it's Mercury retrograde. And it's going to be, it started yesterday, and it's going to be here until March 20th. I don't know if you've gotten any messages from people in the past already, but I had somebody show up at my door, and I got a message from another, like different people. But I'm not the same as I was when I saw them last. So the oversharing, the super curiosity of like, oh, what am I going to find? Blah, blah, blah. It's not there anymore. I don't overgive. I'm not oversharing. It's more about being in the present moment and just observing And it's almost like a confirmation for choices that you have made, of people you've let go. Um, Mercury retrograde can be those times of, it's like the quiz, it's like the final. Are you going to revert back to your old ways of trying to show things off that weren't being taken in the way that you you just didn't have the response back from these individuals that you deserve? Not that that's expected, because it's not like you expect anything, you're just sharing, being open, but others from your past were not on that level, so they probably didn't understand a lot of what you were saying. Man, I don't even know right now. Spirit help me. Calling all angels. Calling all angels. Who sings that? You could be randomly just calling in your angels. Take note of that, especially if you're envisioning like your protection, your bubble aura when you're around others. I feel like this is just you creating a new way of being, knowing that you have power and actually putting it into practice. Storm. What would life be without a storm? All right. We have positive. A lot of positive, like active, positive. A gentle rain won't do. Storm brings sudden, thunderous change that is so sorely needed, but not always wanted. Think of what you'll need in the future, not in the present. You're moving with the cosmos. Something's being ignited. Back to the Future is coming up. Something you're going to need in the present. You're moving with the cosmos. Oh my God. So you pick up the needs of others. You see future timelines, like how things would play out. You see things in the present, like you're in the present moment and you see things, but you see the future consequences. You see the future repercussions. So this is going back to what I was saying, like when I moved to Hollywood, I went to these places thinking that this was my dream. I wanted to do this. But there was a subconscious, there was a part of me that ultimately knew that in that present moment, that's not what I actually needed for my future. Because I know that my intention was always to be happy and creative and be myself and adventure and be curious. So it not working out, I can now look at it in hindsight and know that it didn't work out because of my intentions, because what I wanted for myself, but I didn't know that that was why the storm happened. I'm not getting this as like a full-blown storm. Like, yeah, it's going to be different for everybody. I don't want to put a label on it because storms are different, but this is more empowering. So your allegiance is to the cosmos and you're igniting a storm, possibly. Or there's a storm, a thunderous change that is sorely needed. I'm almost getting this as more macrocosm. And people don't like change. People don't want to challenge their limiting beliefs. You can have a document in front of these people's faces. Proof. Legitimate freaking proof. And they will still deny it and try to claim that their limiting belief, their belief that's keeping them stuck in suffering, is true in the way. And as you evolve, though, you realize that your truths evolve into deeper truths, We're led to certain truths that lead us to even more complex truths. That's why you get to a point where the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. And you kind of just let it go. The need to knowing or to prove or being defensive about anything, really. Because you just observe where other people's consciousnesses are at. Especially if your consciousness is really high, and it's not about, oh, I'm better than you. You don't compare a kindergartner to a sixth grader. You just don't. You don't. And what people aren't realizing is some of these souls that are in these younger kids, they are a lot more developed than us. They're actually our teachers. They are trying to show us a lot if we would quit filling them with what we want them to know, what we are expected to know. And people are like, oh, these kids these days, they can't retain, because their soul knows that it's bull. It's bull. Think about it. Think about what you actually remember from school. It was more about socializing. And that's what it should be about people, about kids socializing, understanding their feelings, understanding who they are. Seek first the kingdom of God. And I'm not trying to get religious and godly. It's seeking yourself. It's knowing yourself and knowing like, oh, I'm my own expression of the divine, and I get to create and love and have an experience here, instead of all the generational trauma. Like, it is essential. You know, we can't fully embrace the divine Father in heaven unless we work through the DNA, the divine mother, the density. It's two sides. People are trying to spiritually bypass healing their DNA, their generational traumas, their patterns. What's going on in your family? What has been going on for generations? I will give an example, okay? Alcoholism. I've made it very clear to my son. Now, do I expect him not to do it? No, but I am going to let him know what has happened to the individuals in our family who fall into alcoholism. Luckily for me, I quit drinking at 21. I started at 19. I stopped at 21. I am not built for alcohol. And I recognize that I didn't want to be my father. I didn't want to be my mother. I respect them, I honor them, and I love them for being what I needed in this lifetime to become the person I needed to become. But I also am not going to put people on a pedestal that I want to surpass. How are you going to surpass? It's like same thing with a guru. If you have a guru or a teacher, you can only go as far as they have. And I was looking for a guru, or I was open to a guru, and I was led to some people, but it was ultimately, and it was a lesson. I'm glad I went through those. It wasn't time wasted. It was spirit showing me that I had already surpassed the knowledge that they had, and that they were stuck in boxes, and they were giving their power away. And they were thinking very less of themselves, and like, oh, I could never be this. But there are manifestations of God, and they will come out, and the next one will be in so and so years. And it pains me. It pains me to see that people have lost the message of Yeshua, of Jesus, of Buddha, of understanding that it's you, and that we are the change. We are the saviors that we have been waiting for, or that they claim, not me, but that they were waiting for. Again, I ramble. I feel like I'm doing this more for me. And I post it because even if it helps one person, that's awesome. Because I know how videos, I'm just one person, and videos that I've seen in the past that people posted helped me. Sometimes just a sentence, a word, can change somebody's life. I kind of do, Spirit. But do things for yourself. Wait a minute, did I? I feel like I did, yeah. What does the future you, what will the future you need? Depending on your age, you know, and I feel like we all need that connection of support. If you think you don't, you do. You do. Not that you need a whole community and you need people to be all up in your business, but I'm talking like support for yourself in whatever way that is. We have road. And we have active again. There's also 2 crescent moons on it. And the road. And the mountains and the hills. My chair keeps falling down. Yeah. Oh, there it is. You aren't the first person to travel this road, and you won't be the last. Look for guides and signs left by others so that you won't have to repeat their mistakes. Yeah. I don't know how to say that through it. Hell, I only get like 20 views on my videos these days anyway, so I mean, not like that matters, but I guess there's a part of me that is having trouble delivering some downloads and messages I've had from Spirit. And I mean, not just seeing things and hearing things on videos. I'm talking like a straight in my head trumpet of Gabriel, like, yo, there's Antichrist. There's the powerful archangel spirit of Elon Musk. And, you know, he can go either way. Any of us can. This is the Star Wars, the war of the stars, of the red and the blue. But for some of us, we know that it doesn't have to be that way. Something about Orion, the karmic relationships and souls that never got closure, that are, some of those things are echoing and being replayed here on Earth. Their mistakes. So maybe if you do contact any, there might be some guides from Orion, from the cosmos, cosmos storm. There might be a storm coming to change something so that repeated mistakes from others don't take place. I mean, yeah. A fire, a thunderstorm, so a new path can open. Oh, yeah. I almost swallowed the ice cube there. Since we have 3 cards, and these are the 3rd books in their series, I'm really interested in what 3rd book comes out. Well, one just fell on the ground. The Beast Under the Wizard's Bridge? What? This is giving Beauty and the Beast. But it says The Beast Under the Wizard's Bridge by Brad Strickland. John Bellairs, Louis Barnevelt, in The Beast Under the Wizard's Bridge. Do I take that? I mean, it fell. Why? Soul. One sec. Okay, so I stopped reading at the second sentence so that we can, my reactions are like, authentic and with you guys. So with this book was actually written, it says after they passed. Later installments written after Beller's passing. Okay, so somebody could be passing and then you're able to write something or you're able to do something, you're able to create this new path. I don't know. But hidden magic in ordinary spaces, which is like, understanding the mundane, everyday things are magical if we stay present. It's like loving the little things. When you get to a point where you realize that you're really grateful for the little things, that green light or just things working out in flow. You're, just loving the little things, whatever that is for you. Adult mentors with secret power. Again, mentors with the road. Mentors, because you're not the first person to take this road and you won't be the last. So also like documenting and helping later generations, especially in your family, things that you can leave behind to those who could benefit from it. Look for guides and signs left by others. Adult mentors with secret power. Young protagonists confronting supernatural danger. Somebody here could be like a real life demon slayer, and I mean this wholeheartedly. Something can be ignited within you that allows you to see the hidden magic within ordinary spaces. Reminding, if this is you, reminding yourself not to fear because you actually have all the power. Yes, confronting supernatural danger. There's others that have taken this path before you. You don't need to repeat their mistakes. Secrets buried under structures, houses, bridges, towns. Oh my God. A storm is uncovering something. A storm is uncovering supernatural dangers. But the chosen and those who have, oh my God, hold on. 3316, like, I don't know why he thinks he can jump on that little shelf up there. Holy crap. Okay. The wizard usually refers to a powerful magic figure, often morally complex, sometimes mentor-like. A mentor to share with you what mistakes. This is reminding me of like when I would ask individuals on my travels, especially older generations, like if there was one thing they could tell their younger selves, what would it be? Talking to the right people in whatever line or path you're interested in, whatever you're being ignited in with this truth, something that's needed. It might not be wanted, but it's needed. Okay. Lots of distractions as well. The bridge, often a literal location tied to mystery or haunting. The bridge, the road. Somebody's actually hitting the road after the storm. But it's supposed to happen. not labeling it good or bad. It's igniting something within someone. Represent the bridge, often a literal location tied to mystery or haunting. The beast represents an external magical threat that disrupts stability. It's structured like a classical or classic gothic fantasy. Sometimes ancient or cursed is hidden beneath civilization. So something ancient, something ancient or cursed is hidden beneath civilization. A storm, an ignition, a bridge past beneath civilization, maybe past civilizations, ancient. They created some kind of curse that's hidden. Mistakes were made. Again, this whole the messages I'm getting from spirit is like religion. Religion is the Antichrist. Yeah. It creates too much fear. It creates too many illusions of us being less than. People questioning their limiting beliefs. They don't want to. But anybody that ends up reading the Bible, it's filled with ego, and then they're like pushing it onto others. And even hearing his story, remember what Jesus said, you will do things even greater than I. Because there was just so much trauma. And he didn't really go about it in a peaceful way. He was mad, he was angry, there was a fire lit in him. Going into churches, he didn't like the rich, he would turn tables over. There's something about mistakes being made in the past, and there being a different way, a hidden, ancient, or cursed hidden beneath civilization. The beast hidden within civilization. This is really giving like shadow. People not wanting to confront their shadows, but it's going to happen anyway because the light is being lit. And morning star, Venus, the brighter a light is, the brighter and higher frequency is within somebody, it illuminates other people's shadows and triggers them. And if they don't know how to self-evaluate and understand what's really happening, they project envy, they project their own shortcomings onto others, unwilling to actually evaluate and look at themselves. There's something here about these mistakes. Okay. These mistakes. These mistakes. One. All right, well, let's just get one for each. Cosmos first, and the storm, then the road. Albatross, a good omen, calm, monogamy, stamina, baggage. It can be or. This is one of the cards of or. Baggage, burdens, feeling cursed, guilt, shame, regret. I feel like it's the top. The good omen with Cosmos and Allegiant. Monogamy, knowing where your allegiance lies, being calm. A good omen. 21. So 39, 49. Thank you, Spirit. What is this storm with Ignite Me? a man. You or the current, a person you know, boyfriend, fiance, spouse, love interest, masculine energy. Knowing that something's for the future, not thinking of what you need right now in the present moment, but what you'll need in the future. Information to not make the same mistakes. Masculine energy. I'm really getting this as more of like a masculine energy. Oh, your masculine energy is being ignited. 28, abundance. A love interest. Somebody could be getting a love interest. Now, don't monogamy. You don't have to take this as an actual like romantic. Love is in many different forms. Thunderstorm, something that you don't really want but you need. A person you know. Or something you need, not that you want. Oh my gosh. There could be an actual physical man that is gonna ignite. And I don't mean this in like, oh, ignite. I feel like this is more, they're gonna end up telling you something. Or they're gonna say something that gives you a clue. And it's gonna ignite something within you. You're gonna know for sure about something. Oh my God. For road, we have the King of Fire. We have the Emperor. This is definitely masculine energy. Cardinal sign. Says within 7 days during the spring, which we all know that spring has come very early this year. This says from March 22nd to April 21st. So this could, the road could be happening right after we come out of Mercury retrograde. We have Mars, independent, aggressive, active, energetic, leader, impatient, combative, naive, assertive, pioneer, initiator. So somebody's coming definitely into their power. They're igniting their divine masculine energy. It might be very conducive to be open to others who have taken this path, this road before. It's a lot about magic and supernatural, like knowing, seeing what's really beyond the veil, what's really going on around us. And reminding yourself there's nothing to fear, that you're protected, and just being aware of yourself and how you, what you do with your energy, which is what the training you've been going through has done. Because your allegiance is to yourself and the cosmos, to the whole, to the all. Naive is here. So being naive, not having a full understanding of the dangers of the supernatural world, and being open to mentors and adults with certain powers. To help you. Because you're igniting your masculine energy. I do. I want a clarifier for this. Tracks. Holy crap. Somebody's definitely going to be traveling, or you're just 4418. Steady forward movement, one way, go the distance, direct route, autopilot, traveling, I think I can, on track, focal point. Yeah, ignite me, masculine energy, focal point, forward movement, storm, something that it's not really what you want, but it's what you need. Go the distance, direct route. You're going to have some kind of direct route. It's traveling, man, traveling. Give me a clarifier for this Aries, the Emperor. Thank you. A woman. So now we have a man and a woman. Take it as it resonates, you guys. This is entertainment purposes only. Don't make any major life decisions unless it's speaking straight to your soul or you feel like God is straight talking to you, because I've had those moments and those are the ones that you should be trusting. Okay? Okay. But do clarify, get confirmations, pull some cards, because there are some trickster energies that can mess with the synchronicities and whatnot. So pay attention to what you're paying attention to and what your focus is on. You or the querent, a person you know, girlfriend, fiance, spouse, love interest, feminine energy. So, what the hell, man? This is also giving me union of opposites. This road that, yeah, who, if you're still here, you're gonna have some kind of mentor, or you're going to run into individuals who have taken this path before, and you might see where they made their mistakes and got stuck somewhere. Or for others, this is you, or this is someone that you've been dreaming about or something. I don't know where that came from. You could either be running into an emperor who knows about these, the bridge, the beast, the shadows, the supernatural individuals that can maybe help you be more calm with this cosmic energy, this allegiance to the cosmos, understanding your power better. Yikes. Another bird. I wanted to clarify this albatross, you guys. Another bird. You're seeing birds. The cosmos is sending you birds. 19. Eagle. Challenge. And again, it's or. Past, present, future. There's something that you know that we need for the future. Challenge the status quo. Longevity. Regal. Proud. Opportunity. New hope. Clear vision and perspective. Past, present, future. A good omen. Albatross. Yeah, there's something about birds with white heads, maybe white tail feathers or white somewhere on their feathers or wings. You're probably seeing this. This is going to be your confirmation for sure. It is a time to release the guilt, the shame, the regret from the past, the present, and the future, burdens, feeling cursed, anything like that. It's just, there needs to be a new perspective. Yeah, clear vision and perspective on what you consider to be baggage and burdens and feeling cursed and guilt and shame and regret. There's a good omen of new opportunity, of new hope because of the allegiance, your devotion to the cosmos and yourself, to the truth. It's igniting something which is propelling you forward with this storm, the tracks. You might be the storm. They whispered to her, you can't handle the storm. And she whispered back, I am the storm. So you could, whether you're female or male, you could resonate with, maybe that has been something in your life. You're the storm. It might be something that you have to accept. Something that you don't want, but you need. The truth. The truth. Also forward movement with a love interest. Or with somebody you know. Oh my God, I feel like there's more that wants to be understood about this though. Okay, yeah, let's do that then, Spirit. I like that idea. All right, I'm about to close this out, but I'm going to grab some archetype. No, that's the wrong one. Archetypes, Volume 1, Etsy, $49.49. Ooh, let's look that up. I want to look it up. That's my son playing with his new synthesizer. So 4949 signifies a period of major life transformation, spiritual growth, and divine guidance. Oh my God. Transformation, spiritual growth, and divine guidance. The guidance, man. There's something about a mentor guidance, somebody that's done this before, who holds power, who's going to help you navigate these supernatural dangers. And again, not to induce fear, it's just to be aware. I was teaching that to my son. I'm like, yes, devils, demons, these things are actually real. If somebody doesn't deal with their emotions, I tell him all the time, it's so important for us to be honest and truthful and talk about our emotions and how we feel. I saw him bottle some stuff up at the park yesterday, and I was like, I'm not gonna push it and be like, oh yeah, you did. But I was like, did you maybe not speak up at the park? And he was like, oh no. And I mean, I saw him. You could see it in his body and on his face. So I was telling him that individual, if we don't call things out, then others don't know that they're doing something that's rubbing others the wrong way. I know in my life, I wasn't able to become aware of my own behaviors and attitude and other things. Sometimes I could figure it out myself, but other times I wasn't aware of it until somebody brought it to my attention or was honest and like, Angel, you were doing this. And I was like, really? Because my parents do that and I don't like that. Was I really doing that? And it really helps you self-evaluate and look at yourself. Now, sometimes it's projection from other people. That's why you really got to be careful, because they're going to be like, oh, like you should really do this. And in reality, they're putting their energy on you. They want you to claim it so that it'll be taken off of them. That's why you shouldn't be agreeing to just whatever anybody says. And that could be part of the dangers of these energies, knowing how to maneuver around them and interact with them without taking on those energies. And it actually makes them deal with their energies, self-evaluate themselves, and evolve themselves. But again, some people are not there. They're not capable of doing so. So then they're like, oh, well, it's your fault because you said this to me and you made me feel this way, because they don't know how to cope and regulate their own emotions and nervous system. So all right, Holy Spirit, thank you for this reading. That was very interesting. Let me get something here for the cosmos and all the birds. Not birds. Jester, 49. Oh gosh. Use humor as a tool to communicate. Versatile, comic relief, inspires others. Sees others' flaws and fears. Philosophical. So the cosmos is you're working with the cosmos. You're very philosophical, using humor and laughter as a tool to communicate. Not passive aggressive humor, like when somebody hates something or really dislikes something and they're creating humor out of it. That's no. I don't want to say that. Maybe somebody else has a perspective that I don't. So, but from what I've gathered with narcissism, they'll make light of a joke, but it's not really a joke. It's at either your expense or somebody else's expense. So don't fall for that. You inspire others. You challenge the status quo. You see things. You see people's fears from the past, the present, and the future. You have a clear vision and perspective, probably because you had to encounter a lot of this in your life, but also I'm getting you just have access to your Akashic records, so there's a knowing within you. You don't know. It's like you just know. You know. And you don't have to explain how you know, because you're tapped in and connected to the universe. So but you're accepting. Like, you see others' flaws and fears, but you know their potential. You see the cosmos, the God within them, the philosophical. Yeah. Making light out of the fears to kind of disintegrate them. Yeah. Critic 21. Debates different perspectives, evaluates direct, assertive, critical thinking, details, opinionated, open-minded, high standards. Different perspectives. You could be getting a new perspective either from your own divine masculine energy because it's being ignited, or there is a male figure who will be coming in that wants to debate different perspectives. It's a storm that you don't want, but you need. Or even evaluating your own masculine energy. Have you been in the moment present, active, taking inspired action? Confirmation on my phone. My future family. It says my future family. Remember, you're not trying to replace your old family. You are creating a whole new line, a whole new lineage, a whole new tradition. Remain open-minded. I feel like you need to enforce your higher standards because you don't need to be sharing with individuals that are not at a capacity to take it. Did I just look up 4949? I did. Did I? And then this says 4949, and now the timer says 5656. And we also have 2121. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, 4949. Jester is 49. Okay, somebody could be 49. I'm also getting left brain thinking with the male, the masculine energy, evaluating something, open-minded, critical thinking, details, moving forward. Okay. That was way too many. Okay. Thank you. Let's get one more and we'll be done. Loner 55. Loves and needs solitude, solo interests, secretly hopes everyone will go away, secretly wishes to be drawn out by somebody. What the hell? There is someone you're going to meet. It's so clear from the book, from this card, from these clarifying cards, and now this one. 55 could be significant. This person could be 55. Secretly wishes to be drawn out by someone. A woman, the Emperor. There could be somebody that's in solitude, that's a loner, that you might be encountering, and you guys might actually hit it off. They could possibly have, they will have information about the road that you're taking, maybe about the mistakes that they have noticed or that they did that they wish they did differently, and it'll help you along your path. You could also just need to hit the road and be in solitude if you're not already. Finding out your solo interests, stepping into this Emperor energy. There's some kind of truth and I don't know, reckoning of some sort that's going to happen, that's going to possibly just take you to on a different track. I think I can. On track, focal point, traveling. Something that you don't really want but that you need, that's going to ignite you. Possibly a love interest. Open-minded, opinionated, debates different perspectives. Maybe you're good at debating different perspectives or understanding different perspectives because you've seen the paradox of the all. Finding out the truth about like supernatural dangers and whatnot can definitely create an energy of hoping everyone will go away. Or through this, you realize that you do need solitude. I don't know. I want to clarify that though. Clarify this. Ooh. Epicure? Something about mushrooms? Adventurous, insatiable appetite, open, upbeat, optimistic, open to possibilities, playful options, excellent communicator. What? Are you going to go foraging for freaking mushrooms? Insatiable appetite, open, upbeat, optimistic, open to possibilities, playful options, excellent communicator. I should have asked if this was who you're going to meet or not. So, 30. You could realize that when you go into solitude and you really practice this finding your own solo interest, it could create an upbeat, adventurous energy within you. Very playful. And be an excellent communicator, which literally can disintegrate these demons that are housed. Because again, if we don't deal with our emotions, oh yeah, I didn't finish that. See, I kind of like jump all over, but it always comes back full circle when I was talking about my son and his emotions, that if we don't speak about them and talk about them, if we just keep them bottled up in us and we're like, oh, like I'll just deal, I'll just, it's whatever. No, it'll fester. It doesn't just go away. It'll come out in other ways. So what did I say to him? I was like, if somebody cannot talk about their emotions and be honest and truthful, and they have to use their ego comes into play to try to defend them and their emotions, and they're weak. That is a weak person. A person that cannot be open and honest about how they feel and what's going on, that's somebody that is weak and allows their ego to control them. But if you are open and honest and with anything, even like he couldn't find the word. He's like, oh, I couldn't find the words. Then say that. Like, I need a minute. I'm trying to find my words. Let me find my words. You're allowed to take a minute and find the right words. But you do need to find the words or a way to say like, no, I didn't like that. Do not treat me that way. Because if we don't stick up for ourselves, they will continue to do that. They will continue to push our boundaries because you're not speaking up and letting them know. But once you do, the power of your words is so powerful. You're commanding it. Like it's not being mean. It's playing with your friend. It's having a good time. But then this kid wanted, I think his bark, they were playing Apocalypse or something with these wood pieces. And he did something very not favorable. And I just saw my son kind of like, I don't know what to do. But in that moment, to take his power back, he should have confronted that kid and said, hey, don't treat me that way. To let that kid know that he would not tolerate being treated that way. And I want my son to know that he doesn't have to allow others to treat him that way. You can say something which puts the power back in your hands. And if that person doesn't like it, then they can go kick rocks because you're standing up for yourself. We have to quit abandoning ourselves and speak up, because otherwise these individuals and energies will just continue to push our buttons and our boundaries. Okay. Give me one for this mentor, this guide that they're going to be meeting. Wow. Holy crap. 37, guide. The guide that you're meeting is a guide. Balance between head and heart, divine, wise, sensible, shrewd, down to earth, measured action, skillful words, awareness. Again, excellent communicator. Maybe you are wanting to be this loner. You're coming into some kind of truth, some understanding. You're moving forward. Something's being ignited, and you are like, everyone kind of go away. I want everybody else to go away, but I want to be drawn out by the right person. And you're going to be running into this said person who is a great communicator. They could be in between the ages of 30 and 37. You could be 55 or 21. Ages do not freaking matter, you guys. I can tell you that right now, because the younger generations and the younger souls, some of them are literal masters, divine masters in these little bodies. So do not think that somebody younger than you doesn't know more than you, because you both know stuff differently. One of you is going to be great at one thing, the other person is great, and that's the union of opposites, some coming together. Oh my God, balance between head and heart. Somebody who's very adventurous. Maybe somebody has already went on this solo path themselves, this road, forward movement alone. And they're going to have some kind of, maybe this is what you're wanting to do, this magical road. And somebody else has done the same thing, and they have information and skills and techniques that can help you along your path and your road. Oh, something just popped up with this albatross. Feeling cursed, guilt, shame, regret in this gesture. You could actually see the guilt, the shame, the regret, the flaws, seeing the flaws in others, and you're challenging that status quo. So you like see things, and then in a unexplainable way, basically, and then you somehow end up tapping into the cosmos, because that's your allegiance. You want the betterment for everyone. And then you end up challenging their beliefs, which allows them to question their baggage, their burdens, their feeling of curse, regret, shame from the past, in the present, and what they want in the future. An opportunity of new hope. You give people hope. That's your allegiance, is, being lighthearted, being this jester, being adventurous. You can also be alone. You actually do really well. I feel like it's both. It's like you're going out and doing your assigned mission with love and openness, but you also really need this loner. And maybe there's something about moving out of that and more into, it's like in between here, somebody's getting some kind of new truth, a deeper understanding, something being ignited that's going to allow forward movement. Yeah, I do. Give me one for this man. I want to know what the man and the woman part is, and then I'll be done. I'm almost done, baby. Thank you. Networker, 66. So this is coming up for man. Chats up one person after another, spreads and shares ideas, and brings change, exchanges, and saves business cards for the future. If you don't have a business card, I would get one made, or make one on your phone with a QR code with your contact or something. Or this is you. You spread ideas, chatting up one person to another. Oh, okay. If this isn't another person, this is your divine masculine energy. And understanding something to do with sharing and spreading your ideas of change. Or that's what you're going to do once this ignites. Once these different perspectives come in, or you have some kind of debate or conversation with somebody who creates like a storm energy, or you do for them, or, take it as it resonates. Give me one for this woman. I feel like trickster. Oh my God. Jester and trickster. You might be a divine trickster. Like, I'm getting Loki. 92. Self-aware, purposeful, seeks out new ideas and experiences, openly questions and mocks authority, bends or breaks rules to challenge the status quo. Challenge the status quo. You're somebody who challenges the status quo. It's almost like, you're meeting up with somebody that is very similar to you. You're not exactly the same. Nobody's exactly the same, but you both challenge the status quo. You're the emperor. You have and they might be the emperor, and you're stepping into an emperor energy too. You have the ability to bend and break rules to challenge the status quo. This is also giving me Shirley Temple when she went to MGM with her mother, and they got split up and taken to different rooms. And she was 12, I think, at the time. And she had never seen a naked person besides herself before. And I forgot his name. The man in charge was naked. And she had never seen it before, so she laughed like uncontrollably, and it was like an infuriating complex for this man, and he just shouted at her to get out. She just thought it was hilarious and funny. And that's what I'm getting, something about mocking authority, like openly questioning and mocking because you're seeking out new ideas, new experiences, oh, this is this woman. Whether this is you or this other person, I'm just reading it, the energy, okay? And this is not mocking out of fear. This is mocking like what I just said, and fury, and oh God, I can't even say the word. A complex. You being comfortable and understanding like that is your power, being self-aware of your purpose, that you get to ask these questions. It's so important to ask deeper questions so that you have a full understanding of something. Mocking authority. Somebody who mocks authority. This guide could actually mock authority, be very adventurous. Like, this is giving me somebody that understands that wherever they walk, wherever they go, they will be taken care of, provided for, and shown the way. Wow, that was a lot of energy for me, you guys. Yeah, I'm going to grab a mindful card just to close it out on a upbeat, because this is very complex, very interesting. I see somebody really taking their own path. All is okay. All that I feel is okay. I hold myself in love through the unsureness, the worry, doubt, anger, fear, anxiety, rejection, or overwhelm. I am thankful to feel the full range of emotions that I do. These emotions are the very contrast that leads to my higher expansion. Yeah, being in tune with your emotions. And like I said, like not just stuffing them down or dealing with it or settling. It's like, why am I feeling this way around this person? Or why am I feeling anger? It might not even be when you're around anybody. Maybe you're at home all by yourself. Or maybe it's only when you are at home, and when you go out, you don't feel that. All of those things, those pattern recognitions, pay attention to how your home feels. Maybe there's something in there. Maybe you're in the wrong location. We don't have to identify with our emotions, but our emotions are trying to tell us things about our environment or people around us for our higher expansion. So we do feel comfortable in our own skin. We do feel okay. Maybe this is something that you're helping others with too. We have expansive at the bottom of the deck. You're expanding your awareness of who you are, what you're capable of, the status quo, what they say that we're actually capable of. But do remember, through any kind of rejection, doubt, anger, fear, come back to yourself. Remember, the cosmos is within you and you always have access to it, because just check yourself and send it back. If it's not yours, if it doesn't belong to you, command it. Say, and if it does come back, then evaluate, be like, where is this coming from? Is this another projection? Is this somebody? Because I do know that there's individuals that are targeting certain people, and they're projecting energy and sending them energy every day. And if somebody does pass away and then you have this huge boost, you expand, then that is going to give you a clue of, I'm not going to say all of the individuals, because it could be more than one, but that person was linked to something that was holding you back, like a belief system, or it's just going to be a clue that, wow, that person had something to do with what was going on. I love you. The universe loves you. Everything's working out for your best and your highest good. Until next time, guys.